This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Okay, the weekend is behind us, it is now Monday, so that means that we're looking at a guitar solo, and it's an absolute belter of a classic this week. Another viewer request that I put this one under the microscope, so I'll tell you what, here's the solo and a brief explanation as to what's going on. Okay, as always, let's begin by looking at the chord sequence. It goes like this. There you go. Now don't be scared of that E flat 11th chord. Here's a little trick that will help you out if you ever have to play a dominant 11th chord as the chord. We want E flat 11th chord. So there's an E flat chord, just a regular E flat. Move that down 2 frets. But keep the bass note, you know, the stated bass note, which in this case is E flat. So I can play a D flat chord there. That's my 2 frets down chord. Let's just take that little bit of it there. I'm going to play it with that finger. And then I can just put the E flat bass note on it there like that. And boom, there you have an E flat 11th chord. The only other thing of note in the chord sequence, and this does affect your lead part over the top of it, is at this point here, that A flat chord halfway through comes in half a beat early. It's a push, basically. We've dealt with these before. Just coming in half a beat early, arriving on the and of beat 4 on the previous bar rather than the downbeat of 1. And if I just demonstrate that, the difference it makes is he is doing it without the push. So that final A flat chord lands square on beat 1 of the bar. If I put the push in, it sounds like this. Like that. You can hear that A flat is just sort of preempting where it would normally land. And as I say, you also do that in the lead guitar part as well. Speaking of which, we'd better have a look at that. Because A flat major is the tonality chord here, we're using A flat major pentatonic for most of the solo. One little bit where we're not, but we'll come to that in a moment. We're using basically these 2 patterns here. That one and this one. And the first couple of licks go like this. And then we go. Now we're up to the next pattern. Like that for those 2 little bends. And this is where we start coming out of A flat major pentatonic. I'll play the whole kind of descending part that you probably recognise where we're going to. Okay, what's happening there is after these 2 notes, which are in the major pentatonic, A flat major, we get this little descending rundown using A flat minor pentatonic. And all that's going on there is we've got an A flat major tonality, and it's just doing that old blues trick of minor pentatonic over a major tonality to give you that sort of bluesy kind of feel. At that point we begin again on the first lick, where you got, and the second lick again, and then a similar kind of thing up here, but we stay in the major pentatonic this time. What is it? It's, that's it. And then as Lionel is crooning his way back in, we just slide down from the F to the E flat to resolve into the A flat major chord that is by then arrived at the beginning of, is it the next chorus? I think it is. So there you go. A very effective little solo. A couple of nice little things you can practice there, especially if you're not used to bending on the bass strings. You know, let's face it, most of the time we're doing string bends, it tends to be there. I did originally think that the solo was played like that, but it never quite sounded right when I did it there, even though it's the same note. So, you know, bending on the bass strings, that little descending rundown, like that. All of those notes are syncopated, they're all off beat. So, you know, kind of landing in between the metronome clicks. If you're not used to doing that, that is a good thing that you can practice there. And as I said, of course, the minor pentatonic kind of thing over the major tonality to give you that kind of bluesy sound. If you've not seen that before, well, now you have. So there you go, lots of useful little things that you can learn from this iconic solo, as well as being able to play it. And it's one of those guitar solos that even your granny will recognise. And if you can play something your granny recognises, then, you know, it's not a bad thing at all, is it? Anyway, so have fun with it, and there you go. And you will, of course, find a full tab for that solo in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with that clip that you've just seen there of me playing the solo and explaining it, along with a backing track to play along with in case you fancy having a go yourself. That is all up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. I often get a few people asking me what settings I'm using for these solos and bits and pieces I play on YouTube. This is my kind of standard go-to lead guitar sound that I've got programmed in Guitar Rig. That's what I was using there. And of course I was using my absolutely gorgeous Scott Guitars UK John Robson signature model. There's a link to Scott Guitars website down in the description, as well as all the other things you can do down there, all the ways you can support the channel. Thank you so much to everyone who's doing that on Patreon or in any of the other ways, and thank you in advance if you're thinking about doing it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.